Well, hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. You're tuned into Inspirations for Your Life. It is Friday, March 13th, 2026. If you guys knew, today was actually Friday the 13th. And, the people that think Friday the 13th is a bad day, it's what you make of it, right? If you think it's going to be a bad day, it will be. My Friday the 13th was actually a great day. So we set our reality based on our thoughts. That's important to understand. All right, guys. So I do want to thank you if this is your very first time joining us. If you're coming back, I want to say thank you. And of course, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. If you have not checked out believemeachieve.com, what are you waiting for? Go check that out after the show is over at believeme.com, believemeachieve.com, and you can get all my short form and long form content right there. So let's kick this show off. I think a lot of people, to understand, like, what's going on, or, why things are going on. I think sometimes people get, people get lost in, where they're going, or, why they want to go a certain place. And I think that's an important thing for us all to, well, I think for us all to realize, because we create our own reality. And I think that's an important thing that a lot of people in our world just don't understand, that we create this reality. We create it ourselves. And so, you know, I think sometimes people just don't get things. Not because they don't want to get things, but because of, like, where they are in life. Okay. And that's a very interesting caveat. Okay. People don't always get how things work, how they're supposed to be pushing forward, but sometimes they feel like they can't push forward because of a situation that they're currently in. And I know a lot of you are saying to me, "Hey, John, this is great, but how is it that I'm supposed to take part A and part B and come together with something that's, pretty amazing?" Um, it requires some patience. Okay. Um, that's important to understand. If you can understand that it requires some patience and that you can do this, then you'll be able to accomplish whatever you want. But what I don't want you to do is to get frustrated because what you want isn't here at the moment. Does that make sense? Okay. So thinking about what you want and thinking about the momentum or the trajectory that you're on is a great thing. But I think sometimes we get lost on our path. Not because we want to get lost, but strictly because we just we just get confused. And then that confusion turns into frustration, and that frustration turns into, yes, a full hard stop. Yeah. Not a great thing. But if we use it from a lessons perspective, then we can actually do a lot, guys, a lot. So again, you're tuned into Inspirations for Your Life. This is Series 5, Show 11, Episode number 7. And we're talking all about momentum, action, and living deliberately. That's what tonight's about. I'm your host, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, graduate student, and a passionate lifelong learner. And also, pretty soon, an author within a few weeks. So today's episode is all about building momentum through consistent action, deliberate living, and intentional decisions. And making this creates unstoppable personal growth and amplifies results in every area of your life. So momentum, ladies and gentlemen, comes from consistent action. The small, repeated steps that you take day in and day out compound into real forward movement. Momentum isn't a sudden rush, guys. It's built over time, right? If any of you ever thought about, maybe the old days used to make tea, right? I like to go to my Instant Hot, but maybe you didn't have an Instant Hot back then, and you had to boil it. And so it took time for water to boil, right? But it did eventually boil. It's just if you're waiting for it to boil, it's like, oh my gosh, is it ever going to boil? Is it ever going to boil? It's like, it feels like it takes forever because you're waiting, and every minute seems like an hour. Number 2, guys, action converts ideas into results. Action. Inspiration and insight alone won't move the needle, we've said. Each idea needs execution to create measurable outcomes. Living deliberately amplifies effort, and when your actions are intentional, each effort yields more impact. Don't let life happen to you. Make it happen consciously. Be someone who's active in life, not somebody who's passive. Number 4, guys, avoid forbidden shortcuts. Quick fixes may feel rewarding in the moment, but they undermine long-term growth. Stay disciplined and avoid temptation that compromises progress. Momentum grows with focus. Concentrate energy on what matters most. Dispersed effort scatters results, while targeted focuses accelerates the forward motion. Number 6, guys, action creates clarity. Doing clears uncertainty. The more you act, the more your path becomes visible, clear, and easy to follow. It reveals the priorities and the opportunities that you should be taking. Number 7, deliberate prevents mistakes. The deliberate choices prevent making mistakes. Hasty decisions cost time, energy, and confidence. Thoughtful action reduces regrets and builds trust in your own judgment. And I think sometimes when we think of judgment, people think that judgment is bad. Judgment's not bad when we're using it in a manner to measure ourselves and get better. If we're trying to judge others, well, that's a problem. Number 8, guys, small actions compound. Micro steps may seem insignificant alone, but over weeks, months, and the time you put in, they produce monumental change. It's like, oh my gosh, look at what just happened to me. Avoid distractions that break the flow. Identify energy drains in your day and remove them. Protect your momentum by guarding your attention fiercely. Yeah. Number 10, guys, consistent routines accelerate progress. Structure in daily habits creates an automatic forward push that builds over the time without requiring constant willpower. It's like a muscle that we develop in our body. And it's like, oh, I got to do more of that. That was fun. I've got to do more of that, or I like that. That's what you want to do. That's how you want to change things. You want to get to that type of world, okay? That's important to definitely understand. And I think if you could understand that one thing, that you could make, it's important, okay? That's a very, very important thing. And I know you're probably saying, John, this is hard. I don't want to tell you it's hard, but I want to tell you that it's different. Does that make sense? So if I tell you something's different, it might be uncomfortable for you. It might be. But if you can, let's say, get accustomed to being uncomfortable. I'm not saying you're going to like it, but if you can get accustomed to it, then life will flow better for you. Number 11, action reinforces confidence. Taking action teaches your mind that you can deliver, strengthening self-belief and resilience under pressure. I think a lot of times when pressure appears in our life, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm under pressure. What am I going to do? Well, first thing, do not panic. Do not panic. do not panic, because when you don't panic, you realize that you can tackle this stuff a lot easier. All right. Number 12, guys, deliberate living reduces stress. When you live with intention, uncertainty fades away. Each deliberate step and choice that you take creates stability and gives you a sense of calmness in your mind and body. Number 13, avoid actions that undermine progress. Recognize what slows you down: habits, distractions, bad influences, people, things, attitudes, and replace those with behaviors aligned with your goals. That's the key, guys. We all get off track. One of the best trains gets off track once in a while, right? But the key is, when we notice that happening, we have to adjust back so it doesn't derail. Number 14, guys, momentum requires resilience. You want to keep going, you need to be able to handle things. You're in a car, momentum, so you got to be able to handle. If it's bad weather, you got to be able to handle not only seeing where you're going, you got to be able to maneuver the wheel. So you want to have the momentum to keep going through the road. You got to make sure you keep going. You keep going, you have to focus that there's nothing in front of you that you're not going to hit. And you also want to make sure you're staying in your lane and that you are able to still navigate around. There are going to be setbacks, guys. I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you there weren't going to be setbacks. Resilience allows you to maintain movement and recover faster when challenges arise. And I think when we get comfortable with challenges, they allow us to move forward. Okay? They allow us to definitely move forward. Actions. Actions, ladies and gentlemen, strengthen discipline. Every time you follow through, you reinforce your ability to stay committed. Discipline is muscle memory for the mind. Number 16, deliberate living clarifies priorities. Deliberate living, not half-a living. When choices are intentional, it becomes easier to see what truly matters and where to allocate your energy. Number 17, avoid shortcuts. Undermining goals. Avoid those. Instant gratification often comes at an expense, a price of long-term impact, and one that you didn't realize you were trading something for. Oh, was that what I was doing? I didn't realize I was doing that. Stay aligned, guys, with your purpose. Number 18, momentum builds belief in vision. So when you keep things going, right? You keep the ball in play, is the sports terminology. When you keep life moving, right? That alone builds belief in vision. When you keep being able to take steps, action breeds confidence in what you're creating. The more you do, the more you believe in your path, you'll see the changes. Now, many people are be like, well, I did all these things, but I didn't see changes. I said to you, changes are not going to happen overnight. No, they're not going to happen overnight. And that could be something that scares a lot of people. Okay? Scares a lot of people that it's not going to happen already. It will happen, but you've got to stay on that path. If you are, let's just say you're using the yellow brick road, you remember from The Wizard of Oz. If you're on the yellow brick road and you keep staying on the yellow brick road, you're eventually going to reach the castle with the wizard. But if you get off the yellow brick road, you're off your path. Now you could stop, but if you keep going on the yellow brick road, you will eventually reach the wizard at the castle. I think when we know that we can get somewhere, even if it's not as quickly as we want. If we know that we can do it, sometimes we intentionally pull ourselves back because, like, oh my gosh, what if I become successful? That's not a crime. But some people get scared of being successful. Number 19, action ensures accountability. Action ensures accountability. When you act consistently, you are accountable to yourself. Results are proof, guys, of your follow through. Your results are your proof. Your results are your proof. Your results are your proof. And that's something that I believe a lot of people didn't know was possible, that your results become your proof. Number 20, guys, deliberate living builds authority. When your actions match your values, and I'm talking about your core values now, and your priorities, others around you notice. You don't need to put on a show to let people know, hey, I'm here, I'm doing this. No, no, no. They will notice it. Influence and leadership grow naturally. Naturally. Energy draining behaviors, avoid them. Number 21. Identify habits, tasks, or people that sap your energy, your focus, and eliminate them so you can protect your drive and your momentum. Sometimes some people just are not good for your path. Okay? They're not good for your path. Number 22, guys, momentum compounds through the wins that you have, not the losses, the wins. Each success, no matter how small, adds weight to your momentum. Each success. Then you celebrate them to fuel the next win. You have to celebrate your successes. I don't care how big they are or how small they are. You have to celebrate them. If you don't, you're going to keep going and be like, what am I doing? Your body needs a pat on the back, and you can give it to yourself. And that comes from the win when you celebrate it. Number 23, guys. Action aligns energy with values. Your action aligns energy with values. And most importantly, guys, purposeful effort ensures that your energy is invested in what truly matters, not wasted on the trivial nonsense. Okay? The reason we get caught up in trivial nonsense is because of other people. Because of other people. And that has the tendency to take you one place. Important, right? That's important to know. That's something that a lot of people don't realize. They don't realize that your actions create the future, but they also do something else. They control how you feel. You might say, John, I don't care how I feel. Trust me, you care how you feel. Because if you feel good, you're going to excel. If you feel lousy, you're going to be like, oh, when is this ever going to be over? Right? Number 24, guys. Deliberate choices strengthen your identity. Every choice you make reflects who you are becoming. Build the person you want to be through consistent, intentional action. Long story short, be the person you want to be from the core that you are inside. Number 25, guys. Avoid distractions that erode progress. Stay vigilant against interruptions, multitasking, or mindless scrolling, like people do on their phones, for hours on end. Because it steals time. It steals clarity. And sometimes it might even rob you from feeling good. Maybe you didn't get that like, that love, that share. You're like, oh, nobody liked my post. Deal with it. Move on. Number 26. Momentum transforms effort into confidence. So moving keeps things going, and moving gets confidence going. Moving gets authority going. As forward motion grows, your belief in your abilities and strategy increases. You ready, guys? Exponentially. I didn't say single. I didn't say double. Exponentially. That's like compound interest. Number 27, guys. Action maintains movement through challenges. Even a small step during tough times will help you preserve the momentum and keep long-term goals in motion. In sports, one of the hardest things to do is not scoring the goal. It's keeping the ball in play, keeping it in motion so we don't have a timeout. Football, same thing. Keeping the ball in play. When you're on the defensive side, you want to get the ball out of play. You want the clock to run out, right? But when you're on the offensive side, you don't want that clock running out. You want the time. Number 28, guys. Deliberate living ensures meaningful impact. When every action is intentional, your energy is focused on high-value outcomes that matter. You're the one who decides what matters. No one else. No one else knows what matters. No one else knows what matters. You know what matters. You know what matters. You know what matters. You know what matters. Don't ever forget that. Number 29, guys. I'm going to say this, and I've said it before. Avoid the shortcuts. Avoid compromising your integrity, because when you take a shortcut, you compromise your integrity. True success is built on ethical consistency. I know that cutting across the parking lot might seem like a great thing to do. It'll save time. But cutting across the parking lot might get you a ticket. And that few seconds that you saved, when you ponder back, like, it really wasn't a smart move cutting across the parking lot. Never sacrifice your values for temporary gains. I know temptation gets us to want to do that because we say, well, if we do this, I can get this. But what's the price? And it doesn't have to be a monetary price. It could be a emotional price. Could affect a relationship, could affect money, could affect your reputation, your well-being, your integrity. Those are things that matter, guys. Number 30, guys. Momentum plus action plus deliberate living equals unstoppable success. Momentum plus action. So we could be moving, right? But when we take an action and have deliberate living, we're unstoppable. So we get in motion, we take an action, and we envelop deliberate living, and we are unstoppable. So that's unstoppable success. The fusion or culmination of consistency, intentional choices, and resilience, can't forget about resilience, produces exponential growth. I didn't say one time, I didn't say two times, I said three times, I said exponential. That's like that compound interest thing again, right? Producing exponential growth and lasting personal power. But it might not be easy. Might not be easy. That's the thing you got to think about. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for joining me today on Inspirations for Your Life. This is the close of show 11, actually, and episode 7. Really do appreciate those that have come the first time or those that have coming back after being here many times. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, your momentum is your most valuable asset in life. Learn to protect it, grow it, and use it intentionally. Be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to listen to Inspirations for Your Life at believemeachieve.com or watch it. We have lots of great, powerful episodes packed with strategies, actionable lessons, and mindset shifts to elevate your clarity, focus, resilience, and personal power. Oh, yes, guys, and my book's coming out very soon. I'll give you more details on that soon, probably late April, early May. Have a good one, everyone, and be well.